And I'm live. Okay, let's just see what's going on here. All right. Can you guys hear me, see me? Everything good? There we go. All right. We're live. And I'm live. Okay. Hi, everyone. How's it going? It's your friendly neighborhood ex-Muslim. It's been a while since I've done a live stream by myself. Far too long. And wanted to give an update. Hello, Jihadi Tia, Steffi, King, and B77EN. All right. So I wanted to do this live stream to share the news. For those of you who don't know, I have a new channel, and I am trying to get everyone as much as possible to switch over to the new channel because I will be uploading all my new videos there. And I have some plans. I have some TikTok compilation that's coming. So I've been working on this for a while now. I've recently joined TikTok. I was kind of putting it off because it's a different audience. It's a different you have to learn the platform, right? Like I've never been successful on Instagram. So I was thinking, okay, another platform. I have my Twitter and it's Facebook. Facebook seems to be dying in some ways. I don't get much going on over there anymore. So obviously there's still Snapchat, man. The amount of platforms we have, it just keeps multiplying. But TikTok seems to be pretty big right now. So I'm learning it, and it's interesting. It's little bite-sized 1-minute videos responding to comments from different Muslims, responding to other Muslim TikTokers, and just experimenting. So that's kind of fun. And regarding some good news. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I don't have any actual good news right now, other than this is not the end just yet. So the news is that there's a new channel, and it's not really a new channel. It's been there for a while now, but I just wasn't using it for my main uploads. I was using it for sort of taking the live streams and uploading the most interesting parts. So when we had a 2-hour live stream with Abdullah Gondal, there's a lot of stuff covered in there. But, you know, often there's going to be some clips, some tidbits that are like amazing, that are like really on point, and, you know, they deserve their own upload. So instead of kind of cluttering up the main channel with those, I decided to make a new channel. Well, what ended up happening was, you know, I got the hate speech strike, which unfortunately cannot be removed no matter what, because I deleted the video. And according to YouTube, if you delete a video that you uploaded and it gets a strike, that makes the strike final. There's no way to undo that. There's no way to reverse that. It doesn't matter whether the video was public or unlisted. It doesn't matter if anyone saw the video or not. In this case, I literally uploaded a video, deleted it within minutes, and it was testing for copyright compliance. But even before I actually deleted it, or maybe after I deleted it, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know the timing of events. But I went to bed, I woke up in the morning, and they said, you have a hate speech strike for promoting violence. And I was like, that is the weirdest thing ever. How am I promoting violence? So I'll show you the maybe I shouldn't even show the video. Let me just show you what the video is. I might not play it because I don't want to get another strike. I'll show the article on the screen that explains what happened. Because I don't know if I show it, what's gonna happen. So this is what happened. So let's scroll down. Can I make it bigger? So our team has reviewed your content video test 2. Content that glorifies violent criminal organizations or incites violent acts against individuals or a defined group of people is not allowed on YouTube. Okay, so that's basically what they're accusing me of. So what exactly happened? This was a video which is still up on YouTube. Now, someone explained to me, how is it that this video that is still on YouTube got me kicked out of the partner program for sharing a clip from it? I'm not gonna play it just in case, but it's literally pictures of this guy. I made a video about this guy. He's a real idiot. he's from Pakistan, and he went to France. He snuck in. He lied about his age. I think he was a refugee. I don't know. And his plan was, he was having, I don't know if he had a dream about the prophet or something. He had some sort of inspiration that I gotta avenge the prophet because, you know, Charlie Hebdo or whatever, right? But the guy was clearly a low IQ moron. He didn't even, I don't know, maybe he doesn't know how to use Google Maps. I don't know. I'm not sure. But he looked up Charlie Hebdo's office. He didn't realize that they relocated it. I guess for safety, they relocated it. And so he showed up there wanting to burn the office down, the Charlie Hebdo newspaper outlet. And when he got there was no Charlie Hebdo office. He's like, hey, what do I do now? So he decided, I'll just stab some people. So I don't know if he had a knife with him or something, but yeah, he decided I'm gonna like stab some people. And he stabbed 2 people and they arrested him, and that was the end of it. So playing that little clip by itself, my mistake was, again, I shouldn't have deleted it, and that was my mistake. Yeah, and on this side of the screen, you can see there's a new channel. Do subscribe to it. I already got I think 1,000 new subs in the last day or so, which is great. I gotta say thank you to David Wood for his support, you know, financial support, as he has in the past and continues to do, becoming a member as well, you know, sharing this video, this new channel, how I got demonetized, and I've got a bunch of new patrons as well, so thank you guys. Of course, I never did expect the community to make up for the loss of ad income, because I just don't think that's feasible. There's many people out there that just don't have money, and they just can't afford to donate, so that's why we have ads. And the content I'm making, I think, is interesting enough that people want to watch it, and you know, so there's advertising income that should be there. Unfortunately, and as most of you know, YouTube is pretty strict with the type of content that they allow advertising on. However, I still manage, even despite the fact that I'm talking about Islam and, you know, it's not really PC when I'm talking about, I still manage to get a lot of my videos monetized, because most of the time I appeal them, so they get flagged as questionable content. They don't know, like from the automated bot, they don't know what the content is, and then when I appeal it, most of the time it actually goes through. Now the type of some content, obviously I don't appeal. So if it's like, you know, Muslims are glorifying this Charlie Hebdo attack or whatever, I'm not gonna appeal that. I'm not even gonna mark that as monetizable. So for the most part, I did play by the rules. I think unfortunately I fell in between the cracks in the system. The system just doesn't have a way of getting out of this hole that I've created. The hole I created was upload a video, delete it, and strike, and you're dead. And unfortunately, there's even another channel, Indonesian channel, Christian channel, that had me on the channel, Tanpa Ragi, and they had over 300,000 subscribers, and they got kicked out, not just off the partner program, they got kicked off YouTube, because he did something similar to what I did. He uploaded a video for testing for, I don't know what he was doing. He was uploading a video unlisted or something. I don't know. Anyways, he uploaded a video 3 times, and so he got 3 strikes, and he got kicked out of the thing completely off YouTube. So he had to create a new channel as well, which is unfortunate. So thank you for subscribing, alive by the grace of God. Thank you. So yeah, all the new content is going to be going on there. So the main purpose of this stream today is to announce to those of you who do not know about the new channel. And hey, P, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. Likes and subscribers be upon me. That's awesome. Yeah, you can't pay jizya. You can't even type jizya in the chat, I think. Just to let you know, I did enable channel membership. So those of you who are not able to join on Patreon, you can now join and get channel memberships. It's now enabled. So you can now click on join, and you're most welcome to do that if you can't join Patreon. Of course, you know, I prefer not to have all my eggs in one basket. So only join on here if you cannot join through other means. This method is obviously, you know, more risky, because if YouTube goes down again, takes my content. But the good thing is, being a new channel, I don't have any strikes. I don't have any warnings. The first warning I got, I mean, at least they give you a warning, right? The warning I got was for a video that wasn't even mine. It was Hassan Radwan's video. So Hassan Radwan is a dear friend of mine. His whole family is very close to me, and you know, I really appreciate them so much. So what happened? What happened with Hassan was he had a video which he was talking about the Quran and I think anti-Semitism, and he said something sarcastic about those pesky Jews, and of course it was sarcasm because he's not anti-Semitic. He has no issue with Jews. We love Jews, we love Christians, we love everybody, but unfortunately the bot or the algorithm took that as hate speech, and even the appeal didn't go through because I guess they saw it as hate speech, I guess. Anyways, so unfortunately there's not a lot of thinking that happens in the trust and safety team. For the most part, if you get on the bad side, it's like really nothing you can do about it. We're at the mercy of the great overlords at YouTube. Now, in terms of switching platform and changing platforms and all that, people talk about that all the time, uploading my videos to Rumble or Parler or I don't know, Twitch, or there's a whole bunch of places I can upload my videos, right? BitChute, Minds. I've never really seen the point of doing that because, again, for the most part, my videos have not been removed by YouTube. Like, I'm trying to think how many videos have got removed. Maybe just one, maybe even. For the most part, like, YouTube is working well for me. This is an exception where I wish they would kind of look into it and fix it, because really speaking, I got a hate speech strike for something that wasn't even my own words. And guess what? Sultan is in the same boat as me. He's also got a strike for uploading some content that was abused towards him, a death threat in Urdu towards him. And if you go online, you can actually still find this death threats against him in Urdu to this day, still on YouTube. And I don't understand how come we ex-Muslims keep getting flagged for this content, but the original it's just still there on the internet. Like, I don't understand why these guys, they're still able to upload videos on YouTube, and I got hit with a 1 week strike for that, and the video was obviously deleted and taken, well, not deleted, but it was taken down. So yeah, it's unfortunate. That's what it is, right? It is what it is. Hello, Hindu historian, nice to see you again. Yeah, so yeah, thanks. I really enjoyed your interview on Tanpa Ragi. Thank you, P. And just looking at the comments, David and Abdullah have a lot of courage to say the things Muslims are afraid to question. Indeed. And I really do appreciate David Wood, even though, we have a disagreement. He's Christian, I'm atheist. You got to wonder how that works. The way I see it, I mean, some atheists get mad at me for doing this, for working with him. Some Christians get mad at him for working with me and for working with Apostate Prophet, although I think less so with Apostate Prophet because he doesn't tend to kind of bash Christianity as much. The way I reconcile my beliefs is, if I am going to censor myself because I have a Christian that I'm working with, if, for example, I'm not going to say, well, Christianity has some bad things in it as well, or I don't believe in it, I don't think Jesus is God, then I would be compromising on my core values, and that wouldn't be right to me. If someone I work with has different values than me, I have no problem with that, as long as it doesn't prevent me from saying what I believe. And I have, David Wood is a cool guy. Like, I've been on his show and I've been like, yeah, well, I don't believe in Christianity, and I don't think the evidence for the resurrection is convincing, and I don't think that Jesus is God. And he had no problem with that. He was like, fine, let's talk about it. He even critiqued one of the videos I uploaded, which he actually ripped it apart. It wasn't a very good video. It wasn't my video, but it was an atheist video about Jesus, Lord, or liar, or lunatic, or something like that. It was from an old atheist channel that I uploaded. He took it apart, him and I think Sam Shamoon, maybe. They dissected, and I had to admit, okay, you're right. You made some good points, and you rebutted this video pretty well. I'm still not convinced Christianity is true or from God or whatever. I'm still atheist. But the fact is, we're able to work together on something we both have an issue with, which is Islam. And for that reason, I do think he's a worthy compatriot. He's someone that actually knows, in my opinion, Islam pretty well. And we can actually bounce ideas off each other. We can, discuss different things. And as long as he hasn't stopped saying Jesus is God after talking to me. So why would anyone have a problem? Yes, I do, quote unquote, bash Christianity, but it's not the focus of my activism. because my activism is about Islam. I was a former Muslim, and so I'm going to talk about things that matter to me, which is Islam. Islam is, to me, the issue, right? I mean, Christianity has its own set of issues, and if you want to know those issues, I mean, frankly, ex-Christians would do a better job talking about that, which is why I do love to talk to different ex-theists of all sorts, right? I had Jennifer, who was an ex-Jehovah's Witness. I'm going to be talking to Debbie, who is an ex-Mormon. So there's a lot of interesting people out there, and I do find that type of content is not as popular, let's say, on the channel. You know, it's not as popular as my Muhammad Hijab responses or my Noman Ali, you know, taking down Zakir Naik or whatever. But I do enjoy those conversations. I love having them. Just gonna go through all the comments because I've been talking for a while now. But her Sultan is a millionaire. Yeah, to be honest, being a millionaire is not really difficult. Okay, in most of, like, let's just say in the developed world, in Canada, in North America, New Zealand, Australia, becoming a millionaire is not that difficult. To be a millionaire, you just need to have assets over $1 million. So you could say I'm well on my way to being a millionaire too. I have a home that, you know, when I bought was worth whatever. I'm not going to say the price, but now it's worth probably about $1 million. It's not paid off, right? I mean, I only bought it a couple of years ago when I left Islam, but at some point I'll pay it off. It'll be worth $1 million. I'll be a millionaire. Big whoop-de-doo. It's not, doesn't even mean anything. You know what I mean? It's like having a paid off home financially is one of the best things you can have going for yourself. Of course, it's great. It just means, you know, because most people, half of the income goes towards the rent, right? Or the mortgage. So in my case as well, half of my income pretty much is going towards paying the mortgage and paying the property tax and paying maintenance and hydro and all that stuff. But I mean, hydro is going to continue and all that stuff. The property tax will continue and even increase. But the rentals tend to increase more than, you know, rentals tend to increase more than your mortgage payments will increase. So over time, your mortgage payments will eventually disappear and you'll have no more mortgage payments, whereas the rentals will increase. So yeah, Har Sultan is a millionaire, but that doesn't mean that he has unlimited money. He doesn't have unlimited money. He doesn't have unlimited resources, and he doesn't have unlimited time. So of course, you know, he's a good friend, and I support him very much. I hope I can get to the point where he is at some point where, you know, he told me that he may be doing this, like right now there's not a lot of acting going on and stuff like that with the COVID. So he's doing this full time. Obviously, I'm not doing it full time. I have a job and all that other stuff going on. But, you know, I'd love to do this full time at some point. I'd love to really deep dive and focus on my activism. And I call it activism because to me, it is, you know, I'm working for a better world. There are a lot of people mass red flagging. Yeah. So that is the problem, unfortunately. The algorithms are really trying to the algorithms are assuming that the flagging is happening in good faith, and obviously when you mass flag, then, you know, things get taken down. Again, despite that, for the most part, I've been okay. The video that I had that was taken down, which I'm showing you guys, was not mass flagged. It wasn't even public. It had 0 views. It got hit by the algorithm. Somehow the algorithm detected that this was praising the attacker or something, and again, because I deleted it without knowing I'm going to get a strike on it, there's no way for me to collect that. The mass flagging, for sure, I think over time YouTube will adapt to that, because they know, I mean, they're a massive company. Google is a massive company, and they can tell when people are playing games and fooling around. So there's all sorts of people trying to cheat YouTube. They're trying to cheat YouTube in terms of making copies of other videos. They're trying to trick YouTube by using spammy bots that create content out of nowhere. YouTube is smart enough to know, even if you, like, for example, if I took all of my videos on my main channel, I delete and I re-uploaded them, they wouldn't allow me to monetize them because they'll say it's duplicate content. So YouTube has ways to get around people trying to get around them. So I do think that the mass flagging will be less of an issue, but I do think it's also important that as a community and as a society, we recognize that there's a problem here, that certain minority voices, ex-Muslims are one, have a tough time. And for from that perspective, I really do appreciate ex-Muslims of North America. They're going out of their way they're now focusing less on, I don't know if they made an official announcement, but they're focusing less on the in-person meetups and groups and stuff. And they're doing more of like an activism approach in terms of like, reaching out to government, House of Senate, and like American, congressmen and congresswomen to try to get the laws made in such a way that we are not taken advantage of as minorities. And a big part of that is, for example, Facebook. A lot of mass flagging, like you guys were talking about. A lot of mass flagging was happening on ex-Muslims of North America. Amin Nawabi's Atheist Republic got taken down. Stuff like that needs, constitutional support, because without that, Facebook doesn't care. They're not going to really give a shit who's being taken down. Shut the door, please. And so we do need, with the support of the government, we can actually, and Trump's executive order on this as well. I forget what it's called, but David Wood had an excellent video on that. Is fantastic because, even though I'm not a Trump supporter overall, I do think this is one thing he's doing that makes a lot of sense, which is making some, there needs to be more oversight on tech companies and how they are ruling the content, because tech companies, honestly, they rule the world now. Like, the government has less power than tech companies have. And it's going to become more and more important as these companies grow in influence, that there's some sort of oversight. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with TikTok because it's in China, and I don't know how much oversight. I mean, how much control can you have on a platform like that? Out of my, 30, 40, 50 videos I uploaded in the first day, I got like 5 or 6 or 7 of them taken down for hate speech, for harassment and bullying, and for, basically that. And some of the ones that were taken down was so ridiculous. It was like, why are you an atheist? I'm an atheist because I don't believe in God. I'm not convinced that Islam is a word is from the Creator, that the Quran's a word. And that was taken down for hate speech or something. A lot of those videos, though, I was able to get them back up after appealing, which is really great. I think probably like 75 or 60% of my appeals were successful on TikTok, and I got my videos back up. If you want to know who I am on TikTok, I am xmoose, right there. And so if you feel like if you're a TikTok user, feel free to check me out on there. But more importantly, check out my new channel, Abdullah Sameer Clips. YouTube is still a bigger thing for me than TikTok. TikTok's for fun, but I don't know if it'll ever be like, I mean, how much can you do in 1 to 3 minutes? Well, first of all, it was 1 minute. Now they're testing out 3-minute limits, which is great, because there's a lot more you can do in 1 minute. Imagine trying to respond to someone and their video is 1 minute, and somehow you have to cut out like 30 seconds or 10 seconds of it, and then you get the other 50 seconds, but now they have a 3-minute limit, so I can actually do something with that. There's some interesting stuff on them, having a lot of fun, kind of responding back and forth to some of the big names on there. Like this guy, Abu Makkah, I just couldn't do it in the short time, so I created a YouTube response to him, because I felt like what he was saying was so despicable and vile and nasty and horrible that I just felt like it had to be called out, right? About having your videos mirrored. All of my videos are backed up in Google Drive. I have also a 4 terabyte hard drive. 4 terabyte hard drive on my computer, which I use to back up all my content. So I have all of my content backed up on both my computer and in the cloud, which is great. So if I ever need to re-upload it, it will not be a problem. It will be there. What happened to John Delvanto? I don't know. He just kind of puffed out. I'm not sure what happened to him. I know I don't know, man. People like that, it's just like they come and they go, and I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to him. Yeah. So it's your channel and work on your terms. No compulsion to join Abdullah Sameerism. I need a new name for the second channel. It's not going to be Abdullah Sameer Clips anymore, because it's no longer Clips. I'm thinking xmoose Reborn. I don't know. I got to think about that a little bit more. And yeah, like Doorknob Head is saying, people that disagree about some things can still work together. Role models the world can learn from. Exactly. Why do I have to agree with you on every single thing in order to work with you on things that we have in common? We have a lot of things in common that we can all work together on. I mean, I'm willing to even work with Muslims on fighting bigotry or whatever it is. I mean, I don't like the word Islamophobia because I think it conflates criticism of Islam with anti-Muslim bigotry, but I don't think bigotry should be tolerated or acceptable in today's world, whether it's towards Muslims, towards Christians, towards Jews, towards atheists, towards anybody, all groups. So from that perspective, I'm willing to work together with anyone, whether you're a Satanist or whatever you are, I don't care. I mean, why should I care? I mean, what's important is ideas, not identities. We shouldn't be focusing and getting stuck over people's identities. Oh, this guy is in this group and I can't work with him because, you know, he's from that tribe. No, it's not, it shouldn't be like that, right? Hello, Mr. Islam is the truth. Yeah, Islam is the truth. Okay. Oh my God, how happy are you with the Bitcoin price? Yeah, I'm an early investor in Bitcoin. If you guys don't know, I bought it when it was like $100, and I bought it when it was like, and then I sold it when it was about $1,000, and now it's like $30,000. I have a little bit left, but not very much, not enough to like really make me dance and joy. You know, I wish I had a lot more and I would have held on to it, but it is what it is. I don't know if I can buy it at this price. It's too crazy. What are your social views? You'd have to watch my channel to know what my social views are. And those of you who just joined, again, this is the new channel. I'm just going to post the link again. Please do subscribe to the new channel. I will not be uploading as much to this channel. This channel is not going to be used very much because it has been shot in the leg by YouTube. So don't expect much uploads on here. Do check out my new video on Muslim TikToker compares gays to pedos and rapists, which is insane. But it's a common trope, right? It's a common trope that comes from certain religious people. They feel like, you know, homosexuality is a threat to their way of life, or maybe gay marriage is a threat to their way of life. And I don't think it should be. I think homosexuality is something that occurs in nature. 5% of people, 7%, less than 10%. It's not going to bring down the world. It's not going to prevent humans from continuing our existence on Earth. And if it does, then so be it. Like, whatever. It's not like everyone should have the right to be happy. Everyone should have the right to be loved. And it's not just about sex. It's about love too. It's about love, right? It's about being loved by someone else, whether it's another man or a woman with another woman. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, it shouldn't, and that this video that I made really nails home the issue of consent, which is missing. A lot of Muslims don't seem to understand that. People, especially people that are making arguments like this, that it's not about, like, this is why religious morality is flawed, because it's never been about human thriving or human happiness or human well-being. It's about pleasing, you know, some all-knowing invisible deity, which clearly isn't all-knowing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made homosexuality forbidden, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at religion is a sort of entity that wants to reproduce itself. It's a meme. And the religion meme passes itself on by encouraging large families, reproduction, by encouraging people to, not be gay, for example. I mean, all of these things, having big families, not use contraceptives, have lots of kids, all of these things are made to, and then of course with Islam, more than that, there's the whole idea of jihad. Then of course there's the whole thing about dawah and evangelicalism. So evangelism, all of that, combines to the religion spreading itself. It becomes a meme that becomes viral. It's a viral meme. And people like us that are going against this viral meme, we're fighting against religious brainwashing. We're fighting against physical intimidation, harassment, bullying. We're fighting against people that they are fighting us, and they're trying to fight us from helping others. Like, even if we, like, the crazy thing is, maybe I can show you guys a TikTok. Give me a second. The crazy thing is, the people that we're trying to help, they don't realize that we're trying to help them, and so they're fighting us and telling us that, okay, I think I have it set up correctly. Hold on. So let me see. Oh yeah, no, I don't. So you won't be able to hear it. Well, it doesn't matter. It's just music anyways. But I can show you the video. Hold on one second. Mentions. Oh yeah, here we go. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you. So I made a video saying that Muslim women, I mean, not just Muslim women are oppressed, but like, you know, comparing Islamic rights to for men and women. Let me show you on the screen here. All right. So this guy, he made a video saying, "Sis, question for my Muslim sisters: do you feel like Islam oppresses you?" And in the comments, oh shoot, I can't show you. In the comments, you have comment after comment from Muslim women saying, "Oh no, Islam is great. It doesn't oppress me. It's wonderful. It empowers me. Why do people even think that?" Hold on, I can just put this over here so you guys can see. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh my God. 1 second. Sorry. God, this TikTok interface is so annoying. Okay, there we go. So, no, why do people even think that? No, I'm not oppressed. I'm empowered. Oh no, it empowers me. Yes, I'm forced to have brothers. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Was born and raised in the Middle East? Absolutely not. Nope, not at all. Not at all, bro. Nope, I really don't. I'm thankful I'm a Muslim woman. Alhamdulillah, Allah has given me a lot of privilege and rights. Yeah. Allah gave you a lot of privilege and rights to inherit half of what your brother inherits. Allah has given you a lot of rights to not be able to take part in a financial transaction as a witness unless there's two of you, just in case you forget. And so on and so forth. I don't need to repeat all of it. I actually feel loved. Nobody's saying Muslim women don't feel loved. I mean, of course they feel loved like anyone else. Half his points are incorrect. Nope. Taking things out of context. Hell no, it does not oppress at all. I feel like the culture oppresses me. Okay, there's some honesty right there. There you go. Yes, kind of sometimes. And this is a guy's name though. Nope, not at all. It's the liberal Muslims that make it like that. Liberal Muslims are the ones oppressing you? Oh, maybe liberal Muslims make you feel like Islam oppresses you. Wow, how do they make you feel like that? By pointing out what Islam teaches you? My culture, okay, there we go. My culture does. And at least some people are starting to admit it. Nope. Everyone's like, oh my God. Oh my, this man needs serious help. How can he embarrass himself in every social media? So there we go. So these people, all of them are all so proud of their religious beliefs that Islam does not oppress them. It's funny that if you think about it, a Muslim woman cannot even initiate a divorce. I wonder how many Muslim women know that. Do they know that if you're in a relationship with a man, you have to beg him to divorce you if you don't want to be in the marriage anymore? And then if he agrees, great. If he doesn't agree, then you have to escalate. You have to go to the judge. And then you have to convince the judge that, you know, for this reason or that reason, I don't want to be with him. And then if he agrees to your khulla, then you have to give back your mahr. So the mahr is a gift given from the husband to the wife at the time of marriage that's agreed upon by both. You have to give it back. So it's basically the bride price, or it's the price that he pays in order to have sex with you and access to your body as a woman. So yeah, it's kind of a strange way to put it, but that's what it is. I'm just gonna read through the comments. Sorry. I subscribed 4 times to your channel because I want you to start monetize. I've monetized my new channel already, so don't worry about subscribing 4 times. And just subscribe once is enough. But thank you. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to you too. I guess there's a fake Muhammad hijab in the comments as well. There's no check mark, so I know it's not him. Okay. Oh yeah, YouTube glitched and banned 3 weeks in the chat. Banned links in the chat. What happened to Abdullah Gondal? Abdullah Gondal is just he's working on some stuff right now. He's ordered a bunch of books and he's working on some presentations and stuff on neuroscience. I think related to neuroscience of Muhammad. So he's still here. He's still doing well, and he is preparing for the next big book. He's working on getting some books digitized as well, and uploaded that are regarding Muhammad and his mental health issues. call the new channel Abdullahu Akbar. That guy got dark spots on his forehead. Yeah, so that's one of the things about Islam. It teaches you that it actually looks kind of weird, doesn't it? But Islam teaches you that you have to be proud of this spot on your head. You get this bruising on your head when you pray, when you're bowing down and praying, and it eventually bruises and it becomes a big dark spot, and you're supposed to be proud of that because apparently the fire won't touch it. The Abdullah Sameer channel, that name is already taken. I can't call it. Call it Captain Atheist. When COVID-19 pandemic is over, I'm off to Speaker's Corner to talk to Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Again, check out the channel, guys and girls. Check out the new channel. It's there. Do check it out. Okay. Here's a positive comment. You have brilliant content on your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. YouTube shot a perfectly healthy horse in the leg, not a best practice. No, obviously not. That's unfortunately what happened, but it is sad. But whatever. We will move on, right? What are your thoughts on the Breaking Fast movie? I don't know what movie that is. I haven't seen you do this, but you should experiment with making slightly clickbait video photos. I think I kind of do that sometimes. I do make them clickbaity, but not too clickbaity. But yeah, if homosexuality was allowed in Islam, no one would be able to reproduce. Everyone was gay, but everybody's not gay though. That argument doesn't make any sense. Like everyone will never be gay. Like it's gonna be like 5%. 10%, whatever, like small percent, and people that are transgender even less than that. They're like 1% or something. So it's never going to happen. It's never ever going to happen. It's a very strange argument. I don't know what you're worried about. Even if, like, whatever, who cares? Like, why are you worried about other people reproducing? If you want to have kids, you have kids, eh? I was a devout Muslim. I finally left the lie thanks to you, David Wood and Sam Shamoon. This is my troll come out. Well, congratulations. I hope that you have a better life now. Sharia took over YouTube. I think, unfortunately, Sharia has sort of infiltrated the AI, you could say, and it's not intentional. Obviously, it's all about making money, and it's about YouTube trying to make as much money as possible, and the political climate and stuff like that, and knocking out content that I think the policy is too strict. I'm gonna wait another 3 months and I'll try appealing again, but obviously there's no way to appeal it because it's deleted. The video is deleted, right? But who knows? Maybe after 6 months they'll allow me to be back into the partner program. I love watching your YouTube channel. You've done a great job and inspired many people, including myself. Thank you, Rose. What's my favorite programming language? I work in .NET. Okay, so this guy posted the same comment like 1,000 times. Dude, we get it. Okay. So people wouldn't be able to reproduce. Yeah. Sure. Oh, this was funny. This was actually a funny comment. So this guy that had the dark spot on his head, Mr. Muslim TikToker, he said that I'm trying to get fame from the LGBT community or something. Like, it's kind of like a very stupid comment to make. It's like, I was just so irritated by what he said that I felt that it needed to be responded to, because it was so, like, he just set himself up for failure. Like, this tired old trope of, gays being like pedos or whatever, it's so stupid. And whoever makes that argument hasn't thought about what they're saying. They haven't thought about the argument they're making, because there's no argument like that. This doesn't make any sense, right? So no, I'm not trying to gain fame, whatever the hell that means, from the LGBTQ community. I bet you didn't pray and you was stressed because what? I didn't pray. I used to pray 5 times a day, dude. I used to pray Jummah every Friday. I used to pray Qiyam sometimes, from time to time, and in Ramadan, Taraweeh, all that stuff. Yeah, of course I did all that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of funny with the kind of videos they allow on YouTube. They decide to punish your channel. Yeah, I like I said, I really do think that I just fell between the cracks, unfortunately, and that's what it is. Happy New Year to my favorite Murtad. Happy New Year to you too. Yeah, can you ban this guy? I'm gonna put him on timeout. I guess I need some mods, but this is on the old channel. This is how he's trying to get fame. So I don't really see the problem with gaining fame by spreading positive messages. If you look at people that bring value to the world, people like, let's give an example, Tony Robbins, people throw their money at him. Why? because the people that actually pay him money, they know that he's helping them to achieve something that they wouldn't be able to achieve on their own. So he's actually making a positive impact in their lives. So for that reason, they give him money. So what is the problem with becoming popular or famous or whatever if you're helping people? It's a side effect. If that is I don't even know why that would be a goal for anyone, becoming famous. In fact, if becoming famous as an ex-Muslim is something that actually has more negatives than positive. As you can see, you can become people can dox you, post your public details online, threaten you, stalk you, try to get you fired from your job. There is like so many negatives to doing this. And when you become famous, you only become famous in that specific environment, or that, like, I'm famous among Muslim Dawa guys like Ali Dawa and Muhammad. I'm not famous among like normal people. Normal people sounds funny. I'm not famous in the general public, right? I'm not like Michael Jackson or something. Like, what I'm doing is a niche. It's a very particular thing that if people are interested in Islam, or if people are interested in religious discussion, then they know me. They probably do. Not necessarily if they're a Christian, but let's say Muslim, they're into like this Dawa stuff, then they would know me, and they would think I'm famous or whatever. And I guess you can say I'm famous in that perspective. But like, what's the benefit of being famous? Am I going to be selling Nike t-shirts now? Am I going to be like showing up on TV ads or something? Am I going to be getting $1 million to speak at conferences like Muslim celebrities do? No, of course not. There's like pretty much zero benefit to being famous as an ex-Muslim. The more famous you get, the more tough your life gets as an ex-Muslim. You become hounded, stalked. You can't travel to as many countries. You have to be constantly watching over your back. You have to, constantly warn your kids to be careful on social media. Like, there's so many negatives to being famous as an ex-Muslim. It's easier to just be anonymous, but when you come out with your real identity, it actually helps so many more people, because it's just that much easy. It's that much harder to disregard what you're saying when you're vested, when you've put your personal reputation at risk by doing this, right? It's just become so much harder to say, oh yeah, that guy's fake, because, well, everyone can see I'm not fake. So that's the cost. And if I become famous, so to speak, and I sell a bunch of books and I make some money, or my YouTube gets 1 million subscribers or whatever, great. At least I got something positive out of it. That was never the purpose, and that wasn't the point of it. But if I get something out of it, great. Why not? Like, don't people deserve to be rewarded for the hard work and the efforts that they put in, whether it's writing, whether it's content producing, whether it's research and editing, whether it's thumbnail creating? Like, I pay people. I mean, at the moment I'm doing my own thumbnails. You can see they're kind of crappy. I've paid people to do thumbnails. I have people helping me doing research on particular topics now. So when I have a video idea, before I had to do it all myself, now I actually pay people to say, here's this topic, try to find me whatever hadith and Quran and get me the content and a script that I can use. And then I take that script and I mold it into my own voice, and then I create a video out of it. And then I had someone that was helping me edit videos as well. I was paying him for it, but unfortunately, it's difficult to find people to help you edit videos, because I don't have enough money to pay people what they want to get. I only have a little bit of money, so I can't really find someone that's like amazing and will also be able to kind of do the quality that I'm doing. The quality of work that I'm doing, I'd have to pay like $30 to $50 per video, and there's no way I can pay $50 a video or $30 a video. I can pay like maybe $10, and then $10 is a very low amount for someone to edit a video. But if it's a 10-minute video, I can edit something like what I'm doing now, which is a live stream for 1 hour. There's no way I can get that edited, and there's just no way. It's just way too expensive. Like, Sam Harris is able to get his podcast episodes 1 to 2 hours long professionally edited. There's no way I can do that. It would cost me like $100 per video. There's no way. Like, that's way beyond where I am now. But thankfully, I also have someone that's doing subtitles now for all my videos. Obviously not the live videos, but he's in India, and he's helping me to subtitle the videos, so people whose main language is not English can, at least it's a little bit easier to understand. regarding the divorce thing, yeah, the husband doesn't have to go to any judge. The husband can just say talak. And I wonder how many of these Muslim women that are telling me their life is so great or whatever, I wonder how many of them really understand all these things. TikTok is a lot of young people. But again, the platform is great because I'm getting a lot of engagement from people that are like directly contacting me and like, hey, look at this Muslim women and don't blah blah blah. Like it's great. Like I'm engaging with the Muslim community, which is, I don't know how many Muslims come to my YouTube channel. I mean, I guess some of them do because there's that guy who keeps talking about gay people and reproducing. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. Zakir Naik gets paid a lot of money to do what he's doing as well, and so do Muslim speakers. So I don't even know why this is an issue, man. It's just like it's so ridiculous. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna go to the comments. Apologize. I talked a lot and then I missed a bunch of comments. You are an inspiration for many young ex-Muslims. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I do realize that I have some unique characteristics that makes me in some ways untouchable by the Dawah crew because I'm a grown-up, I'm an adult. So it's kind of hard to say I left Islam for sex and drugs and alcohol. Like I'm grown up, man. I'm turning 38 soon. So in a few days actually. So yeah, maybe I'll do something for my birthday on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, it's hard to kind of bash me for leaving Islam for dumb reasons. I mean, the reasons get funnier and funnier. People say I left Islam because I didn't like fasting. I'm looking forward to doing the response to my former friend Arij Anwar, where he said I left Islam because I didn't want to fast. And then they say I left Islam because I wanted to buy a house. Dude, I had Muslims telling me you can get a house anyways on haram mortgage because there's fatwas from Yusuf al-Qaradawi that says that for your primary residence, as long as you're not renting it out or making money off it, and as long as it's your first house, you can get a mortgage even if it's haram. And I'm like, I didn't want to do that, but the option was there. I don't need to leave Islam for that. I don't suddenly disbelieve in Allah because I need to buy a house. Yeah, there's a video on zam-zam water. Zam-zam water is based on earlier holy water ideas. Yeah, there's definitely, the themes are common, right, in many religious beliefs. Have you realized one thing? Whenever there's an ex-Muslim, Muslims always say it was never the Muslim. Yeah, that is very common. I mean, Aisha, Infidel Noodle on TikTok and Twitter, she's being told apparently this guy is just straight up lying. This same guy is straight up lying and says, "Oh, I know who she is. She was never a Muslim," and like there's a certain level of like never a Muslim. There's Ali Dawa's you are a fake ex-Muslim, meaning you are never a proper Muslim. I get that sometimes. And then there's this guy who is claiming that he like researched her and he knows he's never Muslim. And it's so obvious just from talking to her for 5 minutes that she's Muslim, that she was Muslim, that she came from a Muslim family. But yeah, they're gonna throw, they're gonna throw dirt on us because they don't want us to. And I think honestly, genuinely, some people truly are so brainwashed that they cannot understand that people leave Islam. They are so brainwashed that Islam is perfect and complete and blah, 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 that they can't imagine that it's possible to leave Islam. They just can't imagine that because they think, I had one guy I used to work with. The funny thing is I was a religious Muslim at the office. He was the sort of convert. He wasn't a convert, but he became religious for the first time. And I'm the one teaching him Islam and telling him this is not allowed and that in Islam, come to Jummah with me. And then he's telling me when I left Islam, you weren't a proper Muslim. Joke's on you, buddy. I was more Muslim than you were. But I understand his thinking is like, but you weren't a true Muslim because you left Islam. True Muslims cannot leave Islam. So true Muslims are totally, what's the word? True Muslims are immune to evidence, according to this guy, because they've reached the conclusion of the ultimate truth. Then there's no way to go back from that. Oh my God. Vertex, I agree. These lots should get ready for hellfire, and Allah is the most what? Hold on. Oh my God, my TikTok keeps playing. I want to close it. These lot should get ready for hellfire, and Allah is the most forgiving person. Get ready for hellfire, and Allah is the most merciful. Do you realize you just contradicted yourself in the same sentence? Allah is the most merciful, and He's also going to throw you in hell. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there, buddy. Oh my god. And that's a funny thing. When I get comments like this on TikTok, like I just gotta respond with like something like this. I'll just show you. Like you can't be serious. Like, this is the type of response you get to give to people like that. It's just like like this comment, forget the world, worry about your hereafter. Like that's the type of comment. Like you can't be serious to people that like say things like that, right? Oh, I'm so scared of hell. Please, now that you said that, I have to go back to Islam. The hell, get ready for hellfire. The hellfire is coming, guys. I'm gonna go back to Islam, guys. He convinced me with this comment that we should get ready for hellfire, and now we're gonna go back. And I always used to get mad at my dad. My dad used to be like, I'm gonna be in hell with all the naughty girls. I'm like, Dad, stop saying that. I'm like, stop making fun of hell. It's serious. You're gonna be going to hell. No, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be having fun in hell. All the badasses. I'm like, stop it. Now I became him. It's so funny. I became just like my dad. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. Going through the comments. What is with the spamming people? Jesus, man. I'm gonna put you in timeout. Stop spamming. I'm not going to. Okay, Tariq Javed. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. Ilkin, Abdullah Sameer, people can volunteer for this? Oh, you mean for the subtitles? Yeah. So YouTube killed the subtitle feature, unfortunately, and the community subtitles. But there is something I'm looking into, which is Amara, which allows anyone to subtitle. And yeah, I'm going to look into that. I think anyone can just go on there and subtitle. So yeah, that'll be there soon. It's called Amara. So if you, oh shoot, I messed up the window. Oopsie. Yeah, so at some point I will announce that once I figure that out. But for now, don't worry about it too much. The subtitles I have, at least the English ones, are being done by someone that's doing a good quality job, and I'm paying him, and I'm okay to pay him. Okay, back to this. So as I've been telling you all, please do join the channel, the new channel, not this channel that I'm on right now. As many of you as I can get on the other channel would be appreciated, because that is going to be my new channel going forward. Okay. Don't you think Muslim parents are cruel when they gamble if they go to heaven? I don't totally understand. I think Muslim parents are doing what they think is best for the kids when they force them to wear hijab and they make them pray 5 times a day, and even to some point when they physically threaten them for leaving Islam. I mean, let's just be logical. If Islam is true, then you would do anything to protect your kids from going to hell. The problem is they think they're being logical, but they're actually being idiotic, because what happens is that harshness just creates an outer shell of Islam, but inside there's still they're not Muslim. They're not Muslim on the inside. So you can't force people to believe anything. I mean, belief is something innate and something that you can't choose. I mean, frankly speaking, I don't think there's any free will. I mean, I want to just to expand on that a bit more. This Muslim TikToker, he said, do you think, well, are pedophiles born that way? And yeah, they are actually. It's a mental condition. It's a problem with your brain, the way your brain is wired. And frankly speaking, all of us, every single one of us, are the product of our brain wiring and experiences in life. That is the sum total of who we are. There's no soul. There's nothing else. It's just our experiences and our DNA. If you take my same DNA and cloned me and created me today, I would be a totally different person. I would look exactly the same for the most part, but I would be totally different personality, because my experiences would be totally different. But if you took my exact same DNA, I believe, and you put it back at the exact same moment and place and conditions of the universe where I was created, just like a movie, I would play out the same way. I couldn't have done anything differently. And that's mind-blowing. Like every single decision I made in my life, I believe there's no randomness in that. I believe that every single decision was basically made based on the best that my mind could do at the time with the information that I had. And so whatever mistakes I made in life, I just make the same mistakes all over again. I just repeat the same mistakes. I can't see that I would do anything differently. So I don't really totally understand this question that you're making. I was told Muhammad was born 4 years after the death of his father, Abdullah. So what? Believe in 4-year pregnancies. Hence, who was Muhammad's real biological father? I've never heard that before, and I don't think. I mean, we know that Muhammad's father, whoever he was, his name was Abdullah, and he's going to hell because that's what the Hadith says. Okay, so send them all back to the desert. I don't know who you mean by that. If you mean Muslims or something, no, that's not a fair comment. I wouldn't say that. Okay, so sorry, I'm just catching up on the comments. Give me a minute. How's your alcohol? Alcohol is not that amazing. It's fun once in a while. It's a social lubricant that you can use when you go out with people or spending time with loved ones. It helps you to just kind of relax and stuff like that. It has many negatives as well in terms of health, in terms of whatever. So I do enjoy drinking once in a while. I mean, I've probably had more than usual since I'm home right now for the last few days, and we're celebrating Christmas and all that, New Year's. But yeah, that is what it is. Okay. I'm Abdullah Sameer. I'm a woman, and they have treated Abdullah Gondal in your personal life like it makes me somewhat scared to reveal my identity. Yeah, if you're in Pakistan or something, I wouldn't ever reveal my identity as an ex-Muslim. If you're in the West, in Canada or the US or America or whatever, New Zealand or Australia or any place Sweden has reasonable freedom of speech and freedom of religion and stuff like that, and there's no blasphemy law, then you can come out if you feel safe and comfortable to do it. Not everybody has to become an activist, but the more people that are okay with being openly ex-Muslim, the better for all of us. I mean, like I said, not everyone has to come out on YouTube or whatever, but even if you just kind of like let your family know, but of course there's consequences, and be careful with how you do it. Do not come out publicly before it's safe and you're basically financially stable. Don't come out unless you're financially independent, because it could actually cause you to lose. It can make the situation much worse. So just be careful. Unless you're, like for example, Little Devil, Amistly, she had to leave. She had to leave her house because she was going to be forced to be married to a Muslim man, and she was ex-Muslim woman that was still wearing hijab, and her parents didn't know. She's Afghani. And in her case, she had no choice, so she had to leave. She had to run away from home, which is, tragic. It's very tough. If you're not in that situation where you're about to face some impending like crisis, like you're about to be married or your family's gonna like kill you or something, don't come out to your family until you leave. Just don't. Just don't do it. Just don't take the risk. I just don't see the point. There's no need to destroy your life. There's just no need. There's enough people doing Apostle Prophet and me and David Wood and Sultan, Abdullah Gondal. There's enough of us who are doing this that you don't need to also do this. You should. Everybody should do this. But you don't need to do this. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to become a martyr, because it'll not go well for you. Like it may not go well for you. And some people it goes well. Some people I know are open ex-Muslims, and they told their family, and the family's okay with it, and they don't like it, but they're okay with it. Thank you, P, for the happy birthday in advance. Oh, and Bay Yaqeen, yes, I gotta have you on the channel. It's my good friend that that left Islam and I think Pakistani background, and I'd love to talk to you as soon as you're available. Let's do it. To the Muslims in the chat, doesn't the Gog and Magog story give you doubts? Yeah, this is something I've been kind of... Sorry, that's my daughter. This is something that I've been struggling with trying to communicate to Muslims on TikTok. Here's a funny thing. Let's talk about this. This is a good topic. There's a TikTok from a guy that I should play the audio. If you guys can, okay, let me play the audio. It'll be much more interesting if I do that. Let me find the video. If you guys give me 1 second, I think it'll be more interesting about Gog and Magog. Okay, give me 1 second to find it. Okay. I think, no, not this one. Hold on, sorry, 1 minute. Gog and Magog. Where is Gog and Magog? Oh man, there's a lot of replies to me. Jeez, holy, can't even find it. Oh, I think I found it. No, that wasn't it. God, there's so many. Give me 1 second. God, where is it? Where is the comment? So anyways, there's a guy that basically called me autistic. I'd love to show you guys. Is this it? Okay. No, not this guy. Mentions, comments, all that. The TikTok interface is kind of crappy on the PC. So finding comments is a little bit tough because it's like going to, okay, let me see if this is the guy. Oh, that's the women one. Okay. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Nope, not this one. Okay, if I don't find it in 1 minute, I'm just gonna give up. Give me 1 more second. Sorry, guys. Afan. Is it Afan? No, not Afan. Not Nikki. Afan. Yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. I can't find it. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't find it, but I will, unless it got deleted. I guess it's possible it got deleted too. So basically the guy was saying that with Gog and Magog and the story of Dhul-Qarnayn and how, you know, it says in Quran 1886, I can't find it. Anyways, I'll just show you guys. Let's just do it. 1886. Okay. So we all know this ayah that's talking about Gog and it's talking about Dhul-Qarnayn going to the setting place of the sun, and then he found he found the sun going into a pool of dark mud. So the interesting thing is this guy. So here's what I'm trying to say. It's funny that people like this guy, this young man, thinks that it's so obvious that this is an analogy. This is what he's saying. It's so obvious. And this is how most modern Muslims are. Most modern Muslims are like, yeah, this is so obviously an analogy. What else could it be? Right? I mean, it must be an analogy, right? It can't be anything else. But when you actually study in a little bit more depth, then that's when you start to realize that, well, that doesn't make sense that it's an analogy. For example, why would he have to travel to the setting place of the sun? I mean, wherever you are in the world, you're always at the setting place of the sun. There's no physical setting place of the sun, right? And then even like I was reviewing the video by the masked Arab, which is a gold mine, right? Like the word wajadaha, right? He found it. There's no other reference to wajadaha in the Quran. He found it being like metaphorical. And then there's the example that, you know, the masked Arab made about how in the Quran, when it talks about Jesus being crucified, it says, you know, it appeared to them. So Allah makes it very clear in the Quran when in this case, that it's an analogy, it's a metaphor. Yet in this case, it's like supposed to be the most clear book, and it's not. So it's funny how people so quickly assume that, you know, you're just dumb, you just don't know how to read English, or you're just making up a problem. but they're not thinking deeper. They're not really digging into it, because if you dig into it, you'll see that there's a whole ton of problems with that, and with saying this is an analogy. There's a whole ton of problems, right? So yeah, this is a great thing that I want to. As soon as I find that guy's video, I'm going to respond to it. Thank you, Bay Yaqeen, again. So yeah, again, don't come out if there's any risk to your life, but if you can, then great. Yeah, my camera died for 1 second. I apologize for that, and I don't know why this screen share would disappear when my camera died. That's weird. But anyways, yeah, I apologize for that. My camera is a SLR camera, and sometimes it it overheats, especially in winter when I have the heater on, right? You 140 viewers share links, lots of links and comments all over. Yes, share lots of links all over. Okay. Control F works if you're looking for something. Yeah, but the problem is, oh, and I'm not looking for something in live chat. I was going through all of the people that tagged me on TikTok, and for some reason, it's not showing me. I can't find. Unfortunately, Ihtisham. I think this comment is for me, Ihtisham. I think if I remember who that is, this guy is. It's not even worth mentioning. It's not a very clever individual, and yeah, I'm not even gonna talk. It's just like a really cringy guy. It's just, yeah, I won't go into that. It's not worth even talking about him, because he's done enough to embarrass himself already, right? I'm in a financial situation that I can't be independent just yet. Yeah, that's a shitty thing, unfortunately, that COVID has really thrown a wrench into a lot of people's plans, right? Alexander was talking about 2 Mongolian tribes, Gog and Magog. Yeah, there's different interpretations for what Gog and Magog is, but unfortunately, when you add the hadith, it's just like it becomes a supernatural creatures. There's no other way around that there's some sort of supernatural entities, that some sort of not quite human creatures that are living under the earth and something or other, right? And James SC, nice to see you again, my friend. Nice to see you again. Abu Hizab said that I'm wrong about wajida being metaphorical. Okay, maybe I'm. I was just referring to what it says in the Masked Arabs video. I'll have to check that again. I will double check that. But the video is right here. It is a fantastic video. I'll just share it right now. It's actually many years old now, but it's still gold. This is still a great video, and whether of you would like to review this topic, I think it's just enough already. Like, the content in there is enough to make anyone leave Islam. Anyone that sincerely, truly cares about the truth. It's just all of this, making excuses for the Quran. I wish Muslims would realize that you're doing the same thing that other religious believers do. Like, try to think of it this way. When you tell a Christian person, I'm talking to Muslims, it makes no sense that Jesus is Trinity or whatever, right? God is a Trinity. And they come up with like reasons why. And you'll say it's something else, and they'll say something else. Do you realize that you're doing the same thing? If you tell a Christian there's a mistake in the Bible, and they say there's no mistakes in the Bible, everything's true, literally true, word of God, whatever, and no matter what you tell them, they'll still come up with a reason to not accept what you're saying. Do you realize you're doing the same thing? Do you realize that you're not looking at the evidence as evidence is showing itself? You're making excuses to want to believe in something that doesn't make sense, right? Like, at the end of the day, people that leave Islam, they have courage. They have courage to face the doubts and the fears, and to say, yes, this doesn't make sense. I was lied to, and I'm going to leave Islam. I mean, at the end of the day, it takes guts, right? And that's what you need to do. You need to have guts. Even if you're the smartest person in the world, smartest Muslim in the world, but you don't have the intellectual courage to face this information, then you'll just bury it. And at the end of the day, we are emotional creatures. We will do what makes sense emotionally to us, right? All right, so those of you who are just joining now, or if you haven't joined the new channel, please do join the new channel. I will share the link, and please remember that the next live stream will be going on that channel. I may do another live stream from time to time here, just to remind people to switch over to a new channel. there's 55,000 subs on this one and 6,000 on the other one. So I do need to get people over to that channel as much as possible so that you see the videos that I'm uploading as I upload them and they don't get missed. I'm going to have to find a way to move all my content over at some point. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm confused as to why secular people are generally pro-choice. I generally want to grant maximal rights until it impedes on health. Why are secular people generally pro-choice? I generally want to grant maximal rights until... I guess it has to do with the fact that I mean, this is a very loaded topic, and maybe I shouldn't get into this, but there's definitely pros and cons on both sides of the pro-life abortion debate. I do think that, you know, early on enough, it's definitely fair game to have an abortion, but obviously as the baby gets more and more developed, then it becomes more and more questionable, because then you are, you know, basically killing a human being. At some point it becomes a human, right? At the beginning it's just an embryo. But yeah, I guess I'm going to pass on that topic. I don't want to get into that loaded topic. Okay, Abdullah Sameer, how is if you make two channels, one for live interviews, other for small videos? If you get a strike, you'll have backup channel. Yeah, so I do have two channels now, and I think I don't know, maybe I'll still use the main channel for more controversial content that won't be monetized anyways. So like anything to do with jihad, it's going to become like a jihad channel. Which is kind of funny. But the new main channel is going to be Abdullah Sameer Clips. The name is going to be renamed now because it's no longer for clips. It's going to be for full videos, but just keep in mind that that is going to be the new channel. If the sun setting in a muddy spring is a metaphor, what could it possibly mean? Yeah, Muslims will say it means he saw it setting in the ocean. But then why did he travel to that place? Like, and then as the Master Arab said, there's no spring in the world that's big enough to reach the horizon. There's no spring, right? Ainun Hamia, I think that's the word used, right? The ancient Greeks, John Stopman, the ancient Greeks knew the earth was round. That's where Muhammad got his knowledge from, not Allah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, most smart Muslims realize now that the scientific miracles narrative it's dead. Never mind the holes in the Quran with the preservation. That's a new one that's you know, leaky bucket now. But the scientific miracles claim is like, it's way beyond leaky bucket. It's like the whole thing is a hole now. And people that are still sticking to this, it's just laughable. Even Muslims, most Muslims, smart Muslims admit that the scientific miracles are not miracles. They're just Muhammad using the language and the metaphors and the information that was available to him at the time. There's nothing miraculous about the descriptions of embryology or anything else. And they were never meant to be miraculous. They were meant to be descriptive. Look at Allah, how he raised up the sky without any pillars. Glory to Allah who holds the birds up without any strings or whatever. It doesn't say strings, but oh man, how does Sultan had a hilarious tweet that he was talking about the mountains as pillars. Sorry, the mountains as pegs. That let me just show you. It's just a funny tweet. Like let's open it on the screen. This is the only Quranic verse that makes it very difficult for me to debunk. Have you not seen how we collide layers of earth to form mountains, although we have many other ways to create them? How did Allah know about plate tectonics resulting in the formation of mountains? I laughed so much when my first thought was, that's an interesting ayah. I don't remember that ayah. I'm like, hey, that's actually pretty accurate. I'm gonna have to look into this. And then I'm like, wait a minute. There is no verse like that in the Quran. There's no such thing, right? There's only mountains as pegs holding up the sky without any pillars, and the sun and moon going in orbits, you know, and the sun can't, you know, reach the moon, and the day can't reach the night, and there's none of this colliding layers of earth and plate tectonics. Anyways, it's pretty funny. Shalom, al-Dazayari, shalom. Quran is copy from Bible, etc. Yeah, kind of, I guess. And it does copy like some ideas. It references a lot of ideas, right? The whole Quran posits a flat earth. Oh, that's another topic that Abdullah Gondal is researching. Those of you who are asking about Abdullah Gondal, we found a nice book on flat earth with references from medieval Islamic scholars and Salafi scholars, even modern Salafi scholars. It's going to be fun talking about flat earth in Islam, because the Quran, again, doesn't really, it can be interpreted that it's not a flat earth, or it could be interpreted as a flat earth. I think the whole Dul Qarnayn thing makes it very flat earthish. Traveling to the edges of the earth is a very flat earth idea, right? Earth is most unstable where there are mountains. Exactly. The earth is most unstable where there are mountains. Exactly. Can't believe that Abraham is asked by God to sacrifice his own clips. Exactly. Doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense at all. So, I think that those are all the comments. And shout out to Dolly, my latest patron from Egypt. Thank you for your support, Dolly. Yeah, so, okay. So I think I will probably end with that. Splitting moon is funny too. Literally all civilizations would have seen it, but no one wrote, how come weird only one guy can verify it? Yeah, the splitting the moon thing is a problem as well. For sure. Okay, so that's it. So just to kind of wrap up what I was saying here, thank you guys all and girls, guys and girls, I use guys in general, for supporting me and for being here for me through all of this thick and thin. It's been quite a challenge. I mean, who would have known that talking about Islam would have been so crazy and have so many consequences, but it does. So just to share your ideas is kind of dangerous depending on what ideas you're sharing, right? And no, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think the government or YouTube is out to get me or whatever. I do think that they're out to get money, and I'm getting in the way in some ways, unfortunately. So, and they just don't care. I'm just too small to care about. Even at 55,000 subscribers, I mean, I finally got chat support in YouTube now. I can actually chat with them and say, hey, buddies, what's going on my channel? Which is amazing, because before that, the only way to contact them is on Twitter. But even then, they're like, nope, we're not helping you. You got a strike and you deleted the video, and too bad. So too bad it is. So start a new channel. I'm going to keep using this channel as much as I can, this one that you're on right now, to promote the other one. And eventually the new one is going to be the gold one. It's going to be the one that all of the new content will be uploaded to. Dolly said, no, thank you for fighting idiots and keep going. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, it's appreciated, especially all the way from Egypt. Your support is most appreciated. Yeah, so that's basically a wrap. Thank you guys. I have an interview coming up next week with, I think Debbie, her name is. She's an ex-Mormon, which will be fun. I have some really good content that I was waiting for the new year to create. I've been saving the response to Arij, Farid, Mr. Farid Bahraini of Farid Leaks fame, interviewed one of my former friends who knows me in real life, who basically slandered me and said I left Islam because I didn't want to fast and pray. And I'm going to be responding to that. I was putting it off because I was kind of like, this is such a dumb thing to say. You left Islam because you didn't want to pray and fast. How many Muslims don't pray and fast? That's so stupid. I left Islam because I don't believe in it. But anyways, I thought it'd be fun to kind of just expose how petty they are. And it was actually funny if you watch the video, which you will see it once I make the response. Farid, when he was interviewing my friend Arij started praising me, and he kept praising me until Farid had to like interrupt him and stop him, because Arij kept going, yeah, he made this big Islamic website called Light Upon Light, and then he made verse by verse Quran, and he really cared about the dawah. And Farid is just like, oh shit, I gotta stop him before he says anything else. And then he's like, oh yeah, but what about him leaving Islam for fast? And he had kind of like had to bring him back to like the attacks, the ad hominems. But it was funny how even my former friends can't help but say good things about me too, which is lovely, I guess, but also not lovely that they want to slander me. I told Arij publicly on Facebook. I said, Arij, if you really think I left Islam because of fasting and praying, I said, why don't we have a debate? Let's see which arguments are stronger. Is it really just a convenience issue for me? Or are my arguments making sense? I remember talking to Arij, and I told him, I forget what I said, something about the Quran. And he said, do you know that the Quran follows a common, not common, but the Quranic basically voice is consistent from beginning to end. Like normally, if you have an author that's getting angry and has emotions, you'll notice that in his writing. But the Quranic writing is consistent, but that's actually totally wrong. There's like a huge difference between the Makkan and the Medinan verses. You almost see like a schizophrenic character, where in the beginning he was like praising the Jews, and then by the end he's like attacking the Jews and like calling them swine and, you know, descendants of pigs and this and that, and saying the worst of people, the greedy for life and this and that. So you see a difference in personality of the author of the Quran. The Quranic author is like changing, and then of course he changes his mind and abrogates verses and even forgets verses. But yeah, he was my friend at one point, and he tried to help me. But yeah, if you really do think I'm just doing this all because I'm too lazy, let's talk. I'm coming for you next. Your response video is coming next. Doubt is good. Yeah, doubt is a good tool. It's basically a way of your brain telling you that things are not clicking. Your brain is telling you things are not clicking properly, and you need to look into it, right? My arguments are nothing special. Yeah, but Islam is nothing special either. Did I ever claim that my arguments were special? That I'm some genius? That I am smarter than anybody else? No, I never did. I frankly think that if you have intellectual courage, this one ayah is enough for you to see the Quran is made up. There's nothing special about the Quran, especially the fact that this ayah came out at a time in the 7th century when people would have believed the same thing. Okay, I said I'm going to finish, but just one more thing. So I went to a Sufi sheikh. You know, I was Salafi, so I didn't really care about Sufis because I thought they're all like, you know, they have the weird ways of interpreting the Quran. But I said, let me give it a chance. This was like way, way long ago when I first came out, 2015. And I asked Mr. Sufi man, I said, yo, brother. No, actually, I didn't say that. I said, yeah, sheikh, tell me, please tell me. Didn't the Muslims at the time, the Sahabi, didn't they believe that the earth was flat and the heavens were held up by invisible pillars? That we were in a dome with a solid firmament? I said, wasn't that the common understanding at the time? And guess what Mr. Sufi, nice Sufi Imam did? He got mad at me. He's like, how dare you say the Sahaba thought the earth was flat? How dare you say that? I'm offended. I'm like, whoa. Here I am. I came to ask you for help. My friend invited me to this private thing, and you're getting mad at me for asking questions that I'm supposed to ask you? He got mad at me. He got mad at me for saying the Sahaba at the 7th century in the backwaters of Arabia would have thought the earth was flat and the sky was solid. And that's what the Quran seems to be saying. And it's held up by invisible pillars. He got mad at me. Of course, he didn't have any response. Right? Like no actual evidence to prove. I said, can you show me a hadith? Can you show me a book from the 7th century from that era? Not the Greeks, because of course the Greeks were talking about atoms and stuff like that, like Lucretius, talking about how the earth is like a ball. The Greeks were talking about things that are way, way, way more advanced than the Quran. The Quran's talking about bed spread out and shit like that, right? And I said, Mr. Sufi Sheikh, can you show me? He couldn't show me, but he gets mad at me. So that was the end of me trying to, you know, reason with people like that. They don't reason. They don't have evidence. They don't have sense, right? And my arguments are nothing special. Fine. They're not special. I don't care. Like, I never said they were special. You don't need special arguments. You just need common sense to see the Quran is false. You need to undo your brainwashing. You need to look at the book like a non-Muslim will look at the book, not someone that's coming at it from faith, someone that's looking at the book for the first time like a baby. And then you would never believe it. If I gave the Quran a different Bhagavad Gita and I put a Bhagavad Gita label on it and I read some of the things in there and I changed the word Allah to like, I don't know, Hanuman or something, Shiva, or like Abdullah Gondal does on his Facebook, where he makes these posts about Zinu, and he writes the story of the Prophet about, you know, this man met Zinu in a cave and he squeezed him, and you're laughing when you read these stories. You laugh your head off. But then when you convert that to Islamic terminology, it's basically the story of Islam. Like, you only believe it because you've been indoctrinated into it, and you can't let go of that indoctrination. But Islam is nothing special, and I don't need special arguments to defeat Islam. And then, frankly speaking, it's not about defeating Islam. It's about showing people Islam's not true. There you had it. That felt good. That felt good saying that. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining. And yeah, I already answered this question. Abdullah Gondal's there. He's working on some stuff behind the scenes, and he'll come back on soon. Hopefully we'll at least start the Circus of Islam, or one of the, you know, the live to Abdullah show on the new channel. It's not going to be on the old channel. There's no more super chats. Super chats are gone on this channel. As you can see, you cannot give a super chat, unfortunately. So because this channel is now crippled, I have a new channel. I know I've said it lots of times, but if you're just joining now, there's a new channel. Please join the new channel. And yeah, thank you. I think it comes from the heart. That's why it comes out funny, because you got to laugh at some of these things. You can't take it too seriously. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to laugh at it. And I think that's why many Muslims don't want us laughing at it, because when you laugh at it, you see how dumb it is, right? Like, it just knocks you off your feet sometimes when you laugh at these things. It's just, so yeah, anyways, thank you guys and girls, everyone, for joining. May Allah guide me. Yeah, Allah guided me. I have been guided to the straight path now, the path of know Allah. Allah guided me to know Allah from the Quran. And talking about Banu Qurayza, I'm not going to get into Banu Qurayza now. No, that's not the real Yasir Qari, guys. You have a check mark. Anyone that has over 100,000 subs gets a check mark in the chat. So no, it's not real. Okay, thank you everyone, and have a good evening, good night if you're in the same time zone as me, and whatever, good morning if you're not. This was fun. I didn't think I'd be able to talk for 90 minutes nonstop just on random stuff. But those of you who were in the chat, you made it happen. You gave me good content to chat about. I should have opened up callers. That would have been fun. That would have been fun. You know what? Maybe I'll do this again next week. But I'd love to do this on the other channel with the super chats. So please do go on the other channel. Thanks. All right. That's all. Science Hafiz, as my friend Haris Sultan would say. And as I would say, this is your friendly neighborhood ex-Muslim, Abdullah Sameer, signing out. See you guys later, and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you. Bye for now.